Colin Hanks, we just saw a clip for. Nobody 2 is available now in theaters nationwide. We're just talking about your beard. You got a little bit of gray in there. Is that from the San Francisco Giants? Colin Hanks.
It is.
See, I'm just going right in
You're going
right now.
straight for the jugular,
Yes,
which
sir.
is somewhere behind this beard. Yes. I mean, it's definitely, the Giants are just...
What the hell, man? They got Rafael Devers, and I thought, like, here we go.
I think
right?
my buddy of mine on my Giants text thread said the best, said, guys, calm down. It's still just, it's spring training 2026.
Right.
We're just jumping ahead to spring training right now.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's pretty rough.
Didn't you say didn't you go to a game recently? No?
I went to a game last weekend.
Okay.
I took my daughters, and I was sitting with Larry Bear, big guy there. So, you know, they were the good seats.
Yeah.
And he told me that they had at that point, they had not lost that many home games in a row since McKinley had been president.
And by the way, he's probably not exaggerating, right?
No, he was not exaggerating.
The Giants have been around forever.
It was fact. They hadn't lost 13 in a row at home since they were the New York Giants.
Oh my God!
And McKinley was president. That's not a joke.
That's an old
legit.
gen stat.
That's legit.
Right.
Yeah, look, it's baseball is. It can be a cruel sport sometimes.
Right.
And sometimes August is the worst month.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Because I mean, the Dodgers keep doing what they're doing, and the Padres are there. You need to get on the stick right now.
Yeah, I know.
And
Devers just can't seem to. I think he just needs to get this season done so that he can be comfortable and start fresh and just be like, this is where I'm going to be.
Well, he's gonna.
He's going to be there.
That's it.
Yeah,
he's not going anywhere else.
I'm really hoping that next season we're able to sort of start fresh and start new and just get all of this out of the way. Because it is painful to watch.
I know. I don't know. The team is just completely falling apart.
Completely.
So, I know. Colin Hanks here on the Rich Eisen Show. And hockey season's around the corner. I know that intrigues you greatly.
Yes.
Right.
Cannot wait.
You're one of those few.
The proud.
Well, you Los Angeles Kings fans are very tough to keep down. You guys are nuts. When it comes down to it.
We are a vocal bunch because if we're not, you wouldn't know that we actually existed. Here in Los Angeles, at least. No,
right.
Massive Kings fan. And no, I mean, incredibly excited for the season. I mean, anytime I can take someone who's never been to a hockey game to a hockey game,
right.
Instant fans.
Los Angeles Kings fans.
Yes.
Action.
Instantly. Right. So, I can't wait for the season.
I took Coop. Remember I took you a couple of years ago.
To that All-Star game?
Not the All-Star game against the Edmonton Oilers. You remember that one?
Yeah.
Right. And
McDavid had like 2 goals.
Right. And so he was wondering at the very beginning, as soon as it started, which one's Connor McDavid? And I'm like, look at the guy who's bigger than everybody else and better than everybody else.
Yeah.
He jumped off.
I've never watched hockey in my life, and I probably won't watch it ever again.
Oh, God.
Well, that's because you didn't go with me. You didn't come with me.
Okay,
that's why.
I've never been interested in hockey. Yeah.
Why is that, Coop? I don't know.
I mean, and I've never been able to watch it, and I just feel like
it's my bad.
And
Rich, come on.
I feel like every time it's just and usually it's just them hitting the puck down the ice the whole time. Like the only part that's actually entertaining is when it gets like close to the end or like overtime or when when like those whenever they have like a fight at the wall, like when they try to get the stick in.
He likes the grinding. Here's the thing: I'm going to take the hit on this one. It's my fault.
Yeah,
if we had it on in the house more, that would be a different story.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But there is nothing more boring than watching dump and chase hockey. That is true.
Right.
Yeah. Dump and chase hockey's no good.
All right, so
exposure is a good thing. The reason why I'm wearing this this sweatshirt here is because my dad showed me Yankees stuff, and he hid the Red Sox PJs that my aunt gave me, and he put them in the trash.
That's
for my. He said for like my 2nd or 3rd birthday, my aunt from Boston, she sent me some Red Sox PJs, and my grandma too, and he's like, "Oh, those will never be in front of my little son."
It's called parenting. It's called parenting, Colin. You understand. Colin Hanks here on the Rich Eisen Show. Nobody 2 available in theaters right now. How long have you known Odenkirk? Was this the first time you ever worked with him? Or what?
So we worked together on Fargo.
Right.
Yeah, I think our paths kind of connected in 2015. But I had been a fan of his for decades. I mean,
like Mr. Show and all that?
Yeah, going back to Mr. Show, yeah. And he was one of those guys where, it's funny, now everyone sort of knows him as this big, sort of like action guy, from Nobody or even, Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul and all that sort of stuff. But when I was coming up, he was a big comedy guy. I mean, he wrote on SNL. He wrote some of my favorite SNL skits when I was growing up. So I had always wanted to go up to him and tell him what a big fan I was, but he was always so intimidating. Because he always looked like the kind of guy that would just start beating you to a pulp if you told him you were a fan of his. So I specifically never went up to him and never said anything until we worked together. And then I was able to tell him what a big fan I was. And then we just would gab about, all of the stuff that he wrote.
And the rest of the cast, Christopher Lloyd.
Yep.
Sharon Stone.
Yep.
I mean, what the
Of course.
I mean,
Bob wrote the Superfan sketch that has one of my favorite lines of all time.
From SNL, you're
From
talking about?
SNL, yeah, The Bears.
Okay.
So he wrote one of my favorite lines ever when it was talking about the Bulls winning. And I think the line is, now, here we're talking, we're not talking about repeat or even three-peat. We're talking minimum 8-peat, Bob. It is my favorite line of all time.
I thought Smigel wrote that sketch, or they did it together.
Smigel was in it, but
Right.
I think they wrote it together. Because I mentioned it to Bob. He's like, yeah, I wrote that.
Oh, you wrote that?
I wrote that.
We're talking 8-peat?
We're talking minimum 8-peat here, Bob. So any time a team repeats like the dreaded Edmonton Oilers this year, I was like, oh, please, Bob, let this not be a minimum 8-peat.
Oh,
I don't want to. I don't.
When is your John Candy doc coming out, man?
We're premiering in Toronto the beginning of September, and then it'll be on Amazon, I believe, starting October 10th.
Fantastic. It's funny. We were hanging out just a few weeks ago, Colin, and I said to you, we had Brian Grazer on the show telling the story about how John Candy was hung over for splash, for the splash scene, the racquetball scene, and I said, you can have that video if you want. You're like, no, it's okay. I had my dad tell the story, and I'm like, what an idiot.
That's true.
I just walked into that. I'm like, oh, I'm happy to give you that video.
That was so sweet of you to do that. It was so sweet of you to do that.
My video is yours, is basically what I'm saying.
Well, and we definitely auditioned the clip that you have talking with Joe Montana about the famous Super Bowl drive.
Yes.
Where he very casually just noticed that John Candy was just so happened to be off in the distance,
Right.
and it like calmed everyone down in the huddle.
And he said that Candy tried to snake him from the 49ers to play football in Canada.
Yeah, for the Argos.
But could not afford him.
Of course not.
That's what he said. He told us that story.
Amazing.
He said John Candy tried to take away the greatest 49er quarterback, arguably they've ever had, with all due respect to Steve Young, right?
Yeah.
And he said, no, like you can't afford me. But
Now, Elvis Gerback, on the other hand, probably could have.
By the way, that's a great pull.
Thank
That was
you.
an outstanding
I appreciate
pull.
that.
You
Thank
didn't hurt yourself with that
No,
pull, did you?
no.
I mean, because
No, I stretched beforehand.
Of all the 49er quarterbacks, you could have gone there, right there.
Elvis Gerback.
That was well done. You could have gone Steve Bono on me. You could have gone. You could have done that one, but very good. I like it.
I appreciate that.
All right, fantastic. All right, when you first appeared on this program,
When it was a podcast.
when it was long time ago.
Long time.
Okay, we go back like the proverbial car seat. I give you the floor on how you watch football games with your father and how this idea got born, if you don't mind.
So I don't necessarily watch a lot of football with the old man, but every now and again, if I happen to be at the house or he's at my house and it's a Sunday, there's going to be some football on. So we will watch. And one day we were watching, I believe it was a college football game. Charlie Weiss was the one that kicked it off, but he was looking at Charlie Weiss and he started pontificating about what kind of stepfather Charlie Weiss would be. And that kind of kicked off this game of looking at the head coach and trying to guess what kind of stepfather they are. Like,
Yes.
what is the phrase that stepfather always says? Just based on just a photo, just based on just what the coach looks like.
The cover of the book.
The cover of the book. Exactly. What does that stepfather say to you?
We're not going deep.
We're not going deep.
We're just looking at the person.
Super.
Okay, so we've come up with 6 current head coaches. All right.
Yes.
Let's go with our first one. Pop it up here. The new head coach of the New England Patriots, Mike Vrabel, is first up.
Yes.
What do you got for me right here?
So based off of this photo,
yes.
I don't care. Talk to your mom. I don't care. Go ask your mom.
That's it right there.
That's it.
I don't care.
Based on that photo?
Right there.
Yeah, he does not care. I don't care if you go to Jimmy's. Go ask your mom.
Go ask your mother. Mike Vrabel, everybody.
Mike Vrabel.
Next one up, I believe we have the very handsome Sean McVay, head coach of the Los Angeles Rams. There
Sean
you go.
McVay,
what sort of stepdad would he be right there?
Yeah, buddy. He's the kind of guy that no matter what, whether you're asking him to pass the potatoes or, hey, can you sign this for my math teacher? Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Just pure enthusiasm. Positive. Yeah, buddy.
I'm wondering if I have heard him say those words.
Oh, I'm sure you have.
By the way.
I'm sure you have.
Like, yeah, buddy. Like when I saw him last year.
I'm sure you have.
Before the coaches meeting for the broadcast we did for Rams Cardinals, he might have said, when I just saw him, like, hey, yeah, buddy. He might have said that.
If you are ever interviewing him and he says that, I need that footage, like, immediately. Immediately.
I might stop the interview and call you. I might text you on the spot.
Yeah, buddy.
Next up, the Detroit Lions head coach. What sort of stepdad would Dan Campbell be?
Oh, okay. So this is regardless of what he is telling you to do.
Yes.
I'm not suggesting. He is telling you.
Yes.
So it could be pass the potatoes, go pick up that junk, whatever. It is followed by now.
It does look like you
now.
That right there. Right.
Go ask your mom now. Not later. Now. Do it now.
Do you like that one, Coop? You're laughing at that one.
Go clean your room now.
I think a good one to do is Todd Bowles.
Now you're crowdsourcing. I didn't know I was crowdsourcing.
Ooh.
No, we don't have that one in prepared.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's a good one to do.
That wouldn't be a bad one. This one, I can't wait to hear how you feel. What type of stepdad Mike McDaniel would be.
Oh.
And the photograph we have for the radio audience is him in his capri pants from last year.
Okay, first off.
Yes, sir.
Let me just say, I love this guy.
What's not to love?
I absolutely love this guy.
Me too.
This transition that he's taken since taking over in Miami, like the before and after is just so unbelievably stellar. And he seems like a great guy. Like that Hard Knocks, I was like, in. So his whole thing,
yes,
straight up, sup, dude? All he does. Every time you come home and he's sitting there watching TV, hey, sup, dude?
That is so funny.
You come downstairs into the kitchen first thing in the morning, he's reading the paper. Sup, dude? You bring friends home? Sup, dudes? He's just, which is different than yeah, buddy, by the way. I want to be very specific
I was going to ask you, what's the nuances
yeah, buddy is just like that positive, just like exclamation point on anything. Like, yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
But sup, dude, it's the opener. It's the I'm letting you know I'm cool right out the gate. Yeah, sup, dude. That's it.
2 more. Our neighbor from across the way. We may have done this 10 years ago, and I'm actually, when he was at Michigan. Jim Harbaugh. What sort of stepdad is Jim Harbaugh?
Okay, so Jim Harbaugh, man, I got actually a funny story about Jim Harbaugh that I wasn't prepared for, but I'll get to that in a second.
Sure.
This particular photo,
yes,
the first thing that came to mind, and I think it sticks for everything that he does,
yes,
is him just constantly saying, can you do that for me? Can you do that for me? Hey, can you go clean your room? Can you do that for me? Hey, can you pass a potato? Can you do that for me? Pass the potatoes.
It's like passive aggressive in a way.
It's like passive aggressive. He's part judging you, but then part just exasperated. It's just this constant thing of like, there's just too much on his plate at all times. So can you do that for me?
That's a good one.
That's the kind of stepfather he is.
And what's your funny story?
So my funny story is a few months ago, I took my kids to Disneyland.
Okay.
And we're sitting in line for a roller coaster, and we've been waiting in line. And as I'm about to get into the Incredicoaster, you know, the one ride that goes upside down.
Yes, sir.
All of a sudden, I look over and I see Jim Harbaugh with his family. I'm assuming his kids, and he's just sort of like hanging out with one of the guides there because he's got the VIP treatment because he's Coach Harbaugh. Yeah. And I'm just going like, oh, that's cool. And then as the ride is like, I'm locked in. Yes. And as the ride is going, he just leans over and is like, hey, Colin. And I was not prepared at all for Coach Harbaugh to know who I was and to be pointing at me. So I just went, hey, Coach, welcome to LA. And that was
fantastic.
That's the only interaction I've had with Jim Harbaugh.
Quick story aside on that is when I was the honorary captain for
I remember.
Michigan. Okay. And I went out for the coin toss after being there for two days, and he was throwing open the doors for me. Brockman was with me. My buddy Paul from grade school went to Michigan as well. He couldn't have been nicer. And it was now time to go out for the coin toss. And he gave me and the four captains the instructions about if we win the toss, we want to go this way. And I'm in front of 100,000 people. My head was swimming. And we go out there, and Jake Butt, who was the tight end captain, turns to me and goes, which way should we be going? And I'm like, I don't like. I'm the honorary captain. Like, you're the real captain. And so when it was time, we lost the toss, or we won the toss, and it was our decision where to go or something like that. And sort of like Enrico Palazzo, remember where he just went strike? Like, I just went that way. And I went back, and I thought to myself as I'm going back to the sideline, did I just screw up the one job, literally the one job that I had? And Harbaugh had his hands on his knees, like already in his coaching mode like this, and then he looks at me and goes, nice ovation. Because the crowd gave, like, if you ever get warm applause from 102,000 people, it's the loudest cheer you ever had.
That's
so that's so funny.
Hey, can you tell him we want to go that way? Can you do that for me?
Oh my gosh! Last one, Bill Belichick.
I mean, this is the granddaddy of them all, right?
It is indeed, sir.
This one is not so much like what he says, but it's basically this. So let's pretend that I'm Bill Belichick. Yeah. You're my stepson. Yeah. And ask me if it's all right if you can spend the night at Jimmy's house.
Okay. Hey, Dad, is it all right if I spend the night at Jimmy's house?
He shrugs.
For
those listening on radio, he's not ever going to give you an answer. He's just going to kind of look at you and shrug. He does not care. He's bothered by the fact that you're even asking the question. I mean, honestly, look at any post-game conference in which he's having to answer any stupid question, and that's kind of he's already telling us what kind of stepfather he is.
A stepdad who shrugs.
A stepfather, yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah, he could also be one that's like just says like what he always says, do your job.
Yeah! Cooper!
He could be like the do your job type.
Do your job!
Do your job.
Oh, man.
Do your job.
Well, you certainly are doing yours. Nobody 2 is available now in theaters nationwide. John Candy, I Like Me, available for streaming on Prime Video October 10th, making its world premiere in Toronto in September next month. Congrats on everything, brother.
Thanks,
always great to see you. Colin Hanks here on The Rich Eisen Show. Catch The Rich Eisen Show live weekdays from 12 to 3 p.m. Eastern on Roku Sports Channel in the U.S.